What would you do if a wealthy landlord showed up at your door and demanded you leave your own home, knowing you had nowhere else to go? That's what happened to a widow in our neighborhood. But what happened next left everyone stunned. Mrs. Parker was a gentle widow in her late 60s. She had lived in her small, rented home for more than 20 years. Every neighbor knew her for her kindness, baking cookies for the kids, lending a hand to anyone in need. But one morning, her world came crashing down. The wealthy landlord who owned the property pulled up in a shiny car, waving an eviction notice. "This land is too valuable for someone like you," he sneered. "I've sold it. You need to be out in 2 weeks." Mrs. Parker's voice shook. "But I've always paid rent on time." "Where will I go?" He smirked. "Not my problem." And with that, he drove away, leaving her trembling on her porch. Word spread quickly through the neighborhood. At first, people felt powerless. After all, he was rich, and we were just ordinary families. But seeing Mrs. Parker quietly packing her things broke our hearts. One evening, I saw her sitting on the steps, holding an old photo of her late husband. Tears streamed down her face. "This house has all my memories," she whispered. That was the moment I knew we couldn't let her lose everything. Together, the neighbors formed a plan. We gathered documents, spoke with local officials, and even started raising funds. It turned out the landlord had skipped legal steps and violated tenant protection laws. When the eviction day arrived, the landlord swaggered up with movers ready to toss her out. But instead of a helpless widow, he found an entire neighborhood standing in front of her home. An official from the housing authority stepped forward with papers in hand. "Sir, your eviction is illegal. You're being fined, and the sale of this property is frozen until further notice." The landlord's face went pale. His arrogance evaporated in seconds. He tried to argue, but no one listened. The law and the people were against him. Mrs. Parker, still trembling, looked at all of us with tears in her eyes. "I thought I was alone," she said softly. "But today you showed me family isn't just blood, it's community." The landlord drove away humiliated, while Mrs. Parker kept her home and gained the love of an entire neighborhood. So what happens when a wealthy landlord tries to evict a widow without mercy? He learns the hard way that greed never wins, but kindness always does. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, because stories of justice and compassion deserve to be heard.